happen when they realize, look, we can't pay this off, they're just gonna kill themselves, man. All right, because a lot, although a lot of people, even especially in the financial industry, although they have it to where they take a lot of, they get a lot of money and so on and so forth, right? A lot of them really, because they believe that bubbles don't last forever, and that's the nature of a thief and a drug dealer, right? A thief, right, and a criminal always believes that the game will carry on going, man. And that's how you know, that's the nature of Esau. That's how you know Esau's a criminal. All right, because Esau believes that their house shall continue on forever. But Esau's house, we know through the scriptures, we're at the precipice of Esau's house being destroyed, man. We're at the precipice of Esau being brought down to the ground, right? And the house of Jacob, the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans being put into place. But the point I was making is, right, Esau, right, which is a criminal, is just likened unto them so-called elite, them bankers, not just the elite banking families, but the ones underneath them, right? And when the monetary system crashes, they're gonna bug out just like how they did in so-called 2008, man, when you had the first so-called major financial crash. But that when you really understand how the financial market works, is an inevitability. That's just an inevitability, although you got it to where the Rothschilds and so on and so forth, and which they're estimated at about 500 trillion, even though you got it to where they're estimated at 500 trillion, you could pay off all of that debt. What are they going to benefit off of that? Well, when you got it to where the masses of the people are indebted at 18 trillion, guess what? Now you can buy them, man. You own that. You own their debt. And that's what they want. They don't want your money. They actually want to own you, man. Right? And then in so doing, you got it to where what's happening out there in France could amalgamate into what we know in the scriptures as the mark of the beast, to where they're actually gonna impart that ownership upon you, man. That's what that always could have been set up for, right? But see, as time goes on, you're gonna have it to where the truth is gonna be revealed. But we already know that the whole thing stinks, man. Right? The whole thing stinks. The amount of, they had it to where 6 shooters, so you got the number 6 blowing up in there. All right, the Eagles, Deaf Eagles, the band was playing, so it's the whole thing stank, man. All right. Let me go back into the scripture. So this is back in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, and the 14th verse. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hand." So one people standing up to fight against another with swords in their hand is talking about civil unrest, and that's what you got pretty much in every country now. All right, whether it's America, you got the thing in America, and they had it to where you had something happening in the college or something like that, and they was talking about all kind of racial tensions and so on and so forth. You got the thing that's happening out there in France that's talking about racial tensions. That's all because that's prescribed within the scriptures. That's the scriptures fermenting, right? That's the scriptures coming forth, right? And it's not even like it's a black and white thing now. It's all different nations. That's going to show you that that's within the scriptures. Ultimately, man, they're going to use that as a means of, ultimately Esau is going to use that as a means of implementing that chip as well, man. Right? Because you're going to need a means of controlling people that are going to rise up against each other, man. You're going to need a means of controlling. You're going to use that to instigate martial law. All right? So it says there, for sedition shall be among men, invading one another, right? They shall not regard their kings nor princes. So they ain't going to regard their so-called police officers. They ain't going to regard their so-called presidents and so on and so forth, which all of those are puppets, man. All right? All of those different people are puppets, right, to the elite banking families, which we know as the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, and so on and so forth. All of those elite banking families, right, they're the ones that are truly in control of everything that's happening in this site, not your president or your prime minister and so on and so forth. And if you notice, president and prime minister, those are corporate terms, okay? Those are corporate terms because the government is nothing but a business, right? All a government is nothing but a business. That's why you have it to where a government can have debt, just like a business has debt, and just like how a business has a president, a CEO, right, a chief of this and a chief of that, right? That's all how these different countries govern themselves, because they're all businesses, they're all corporate entities, all right? Right? Meaning, and you're nothing but a corporate asset, all right? And should you cease to be of use to them, you will be eliminated, okay? Right? So it says there, a man shall desire to go into a city, right? And this is the time we're getting into. A person's going to, and really we're in that time right now as we speak. You can desire to fly all you like tonight, man, but you're going to have some troubles doing so, and it's only going to get more difficult the more they press upon their so-called New World Order. All right? So it says there, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to, right? For because of the pride of the cities shall they be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So men shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but he shall destroy the houses, right, and spoil their goods because of a lack of bread and for great tribulation. So because of the lack of food, right, and great tribulation, you're gonna have it to where dudes that were buddies for years and years is gonna be rolling up on each other, man. Right, trying to massacre each other's so-called resources, man, to take the food. Right, you might get out into an all-out altercation to where, you know, blood's gonna be drawn, and it's over us for one slice of bread, man. Right, it's gonna get that deep, man. It's gonna get that deep, man. All right, it's gonna get that tough for you people out there, man. Right, especially you Edomites, because you know you're used to the so-called dainty things of the world. All right, and the Most High is gonna remove all of those dainty things of the world, man. All right, and you already seen, the start of that, right? The Most High taking away the so-called good things by way of the monetary system. What's happening out there in the monetary system? All right, and you're seeing how the Lord is getting prepared to come down with that wrath, right, of those ICBMs, right, with that thing that's happening out there with Russia, US, and Syria, man. But pretty much with that, I'm gonna say double honors to the apostles of GMS, honors you brothers that be pushing this truth and sincerity. All right, you stay up in all of that because we're getting into that time, man. Shalom.